You don't have your own tent. You get a tent cabin you share with people, whoever they put you in with, and you get breakfast and dinner. But I shared a cabin, or a tent really, with a father and a daughter. She was 14, and another woman. And in the morning, when we went to check out, I realized I didn't have my credit card with me. Now, I'd already put the credit card through, but they like to run it through again. And I was like, oh no, because of course, when I'm hiking to 10,000 feet, I don't bring my purse. But, so I expressed this, and it was just amazing because 3 people offered to pay for me and have me pay them back. Now, the one person I knew was the father that was in the tent. I knew him for like one night, right? He and his daughter. Another woman I only had talked to at dinner, and another woman I never talked to. And it cost like $150. So I thought, you know, what a beautiful expression of people coming together and helping each other and just knowing, seeing the truth in each other. Not thinking, oh, I can't do that, this person wouldn't pay me back. It was a beautiful experience. So even going away and not having the usual, amenities like we have is another way to remember to be grateful for what we do have. So though all of you can't go to Yosemite, or maybe won't want to because it's definitely something some of us love and some of us don't, still, we all have the great opportunity to really live the truth of who we are. To remember that we are one with the one, that we are expressions of God. And one of the things, the ways you can remember, is by taking Science of Mind classes. They're starting. In fact, Practicum is starting this afternoon. Tomorrow night, 100 and 200 and 300 are being offered. And on Tuesday night, 400 and a special class on Emma Curtis Hopkins is being offered. And then there's also day classes. So you really have this opportunity to practice, because what I've seen, it's so interesting. I've seen people go through classes, really get the most out of it, do the work, participate. Doesn't mean you have to talk all the time, but really be there in your heart and mind and make huge life changes for the better. I've also seen people stop practicing principles, and all of a sudden, the junk in the world seems to catch up. So it's an opportunity, and classes help you practice. You're gonna be in class next week, and there's homework. So, and even if, it's an inspiration to keep reading those spiritual books, to keep taking time to practice. And even if you didn't do your homework, then you're back in class again with like-minded people talking about the truth. So I recommend that as one way to keep that high consciousness. Now, one of the books that we use in 300 is about that high consciousness. It's called Practicing the Presence by Joel Goldsmith. And it's a wonderful book to really help you realize the truth of who you are, your divinity. It's also got some things that appear to be a little smacking of duality. So it's like any book, most books, you read it and you pick the beautiful gems out of it. But I wanted to share one of the things he said. God is the intelligence of the universe, the love of the universe, the omnipresent spirit that created, maintains, and sustains the universe. God is the source of the beauty of the trees and the flowers and the fruits. God is the very substance of minerals. God is in the midst of me. Where I am, God is, and God's love is forever enfolding me. God is the only power. God is the only law, a law which maintains and sustains the harmony and perfection of its own creation at all times. When we get stuck in the drama of living and things seem to be not going the way we want to, maybe we experience a health crisis or a financial crisis or a relationship crisis, or we lose our job. When these kinds of things have happened, it's more important than ever to go back to the study of truth. Whether you read Creative Thought in the morning or you just go and spend some time, you need to remind yourself. Whether you need to go to a practitioner, that's another way. But to keep your consciousness high takes an intention to do that. Joel recommends just at little intervals throughout a day to remember the truth, to turn the consciousness within to God, to focus on what they call that dwelling place of the Most High. He says to himself, "The Spirit of God is upon me, and that Spirit is peace and joy to me and to all who come within range of my consciousness." Now it's interesting, this month on Wednesday nights, we're focusing on peace. Our head practitioner, Cheryl Willard, and I kind of put the focus together, and we're basing it on a book by Thich Nhat Hanh called Being Peace. And in that book, he focuses again and again on being mindful of the present moment and the truth. And he doesn't say go away, from the world into a cave, and then you just spend all day long focusing. But as you live, be that truth. When I was looking through the textbook, most of us have read that Science of Mind textbook a lot of times. I thought, one of the sections that I think doesn't get read so often is toward the back, and it's called Meditations on Self-Help.